we're back with day 2 of our special series, Why I Got Married, Why I Stayed Single. Today we're focusing on those who did not take that trip down the aisle, at least not yet. Take a look.
My name is Luann. I'm 49 years old, and I'm happily single.
My name is Mary. I'm 50, and I'm not married.
I think being single turned out to be a choice. And I think it's a choice that I didn't know I was going to make.
I think it's something that just evolved in my life. When I was in my early 20s and going to college, I really wanted to get a job, I wanted a career, I wanted to travel, and then I thought, I want to be somebody before I become somebody's wife.
I kept on having nieces and nephews in my life, so I never felt any kind of loss that way.
I have friends that have been my friends for 30, 40 years that really fulfill an empty spot in my life. But I do a lot of things, I have a lot of activities that do keep me going.
I just take the resources I have, travel, nieces and nephews, family, friends, and I really, really relish it.
It sounds cliche, but I probably have not met the one.
The reason why I stayed single is because I never met anyone that I wanted to marry, and that's really what it comes down to.
I think society thinks of a single woman in her 40s as there's something wrong. There's some stigma attached. How come she couldn't get married?
You just want to sort of take people by the shoulders and shake them and say, I really am happy. I really mean it.
Yes, I do feel some sense of longing and loneliness, but I find that I'm not alone, and I think there is a difference between the two.
With that weight off my shoulders of not having to complete that sentence when I get married, ... It's very freeing, very liberating. I definitely would consider getting married. In the meantime, I don't want to take a moment of my life and wish for something that isn't there.
Great ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Amy, unfortunately, they're not with us. Just kidding. Amy Cohn is 42 and is a happily single author of The Late Bloomers Revolution. And Judith Sills, who we just can't get rid of, she was here yesterday. We love her. Yes. Is a clinical psychologist. Welcome to both of you ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
So there is a stigma with society, isn't there, Amy?
Oh my gosh. There, you know, well, first of all, it's funny, people just feel like they can ask you a bunch of questions like, are you too picky? Maybe you're not picky enough. What are you holding out for? Yeah. And, you know, you want to say like, you know, I don't want to sit here and ask about your marriage. Yeah. I don't know why this is, you know, a free.
Why is it fair game? Yeah.
So, you know, is there a stigma? I was saying, I call it a compliment. Insult. People will say, you're pretty, which is so nice to hear. It's a compliment with an insult chaser. What's wrong with you?
But don't you think women stigmatize themselves?
I know, yeah. And I've had friends
we do that to ourselves a lot.
You know, I think some women do. I don't think I have, because this was really not my plan. I mean, I still think I'm going to get married. I just haven't met the right person.
But you had your fairway moment, right? Wasn't that yours? You were the type who used to get all glammed up just to go grocery shopping.
Well, it was an epiphany, because, I mean, I just remember I couldn't really figure out why there was so much stress in going to Fairway. I was like, is it the cheese aisle? Is it the olives? And it was really that I was getting so worked up, because every day, everywhere I went, I was thinking, is this the one? I have to be ready, because it might be the one.
Right. You never know who you're going to run into.
But I think that's kind of the problem, isn't it, though? Because I guess there's a high ideal for that someone.
It's the intensity. I have to find the one. And for many women, when they shift from the one to the many, the many is a man who's my friend, a man to have sex with, a man who can lift heavy things, a man who'll call me and tell me I look fabulous. From those men, it's not a slut, it's a happy appreciation of men.
My mother would
happy
call
appreciation. Well, it's a new generation. A happy, positive appreciation of men. You know, this single or married, one or the other. It's not like that for women today. There's shades of gray.
I like the point about if you spend your whole life looking, you're sort of missing your life.
You're missing your life.
Missing out. Is that
you're mourning something you feel you've lost, as opposed to maximizing.
And I said you can either mourn the life you thought you'd have or live the one you have.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that what you were saying about, I think at a certain point for me, when I started liking myself more and feeling like I didn't have to validate myself with someone else.
Which takes maturity. It takes those years to get to that point.
And I think you have to go through, it's really an arc of of just horrible feelings, and you're sitting down and just, crying and feeling
Well, it has to do with having babies.
It's
Bottom
so
line, it
hormonal.
has, well, not just hormonal. If you don't have your babies, you almost have to hunt for the one because you're looking to reproduce and build a nest. That's why women at 40, whether they have their children or they don't, they come out of themselves because I have that a bit behind me.
Right.
Now I can have a life that I build.
Amy, you were saying something interesting too. You said it's easier for a woman who's divorced. They could say, "Well, I tried that and it didn't work out," as opposed to never having been married.
Why are you looking at
you know
me?
what?
I'm not. I was just looking for validation.
Right.
Because I'm so insecure.
Well, it's a somebody wanted me.
Right.
And that's the bottom painful wound. See, I love somebody wanted me. That's what single
feel
women
bad
Really,
for
you
that?
should be applauded for being smart and not making a bad
Thank
decision.
you, and I feel like my dad is happy he didn't have to pay for a wedding.
Why are you looking at me?
I know, but I think for me, because I have all these friends who are divorcees, and there's a sort of glamour, and there is that sense, oh well, someone wanted them, and I wish someone had told me. I
Well,
really
it's a
would've gotten
glamour and a
divorced.
very painful struggle. Let's not
We
minimize
should
what
have
that
you back
struggle
and
is
discuss
about.
this
Amy,
more.
Judith, thank you both.
Oh,
That was
thank
great.
you
But
so
I do
much.
you are
Appreciate
pretty.
it.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
wrong with you?
Up next, call it clone cooking. We'll meet a chef who will show you how to